I'm the incredibly lucky mother of a 2 year old toddler who is filled with energy and enthusiasm. And due to the current lockdown circumstances, we're spending a substantial amount of time together. And it's a time I'm always going to cherish. I mean, I'm never going to get it back. However, that being said, it is very intense. He's still only beginning to put his few words together. So the majority of his communication is in the form of temper tantrum, and that can be intense. It can be exhausting, and sometimes I find it hard to be completely present with him. Now, even on a good day, my mind goes a mile a minute, and I am kind of very geared towards rumination and negative thinking. I think an awful lot of people are. Likewise, I like to be busy. I'm always thinking about something a client said or something that I need to do, and consequently I have to have mindfulness and meditative disciplines in place in order to settle the mind a little bit and bring myself back into my bodily experience and bring myself back to the present. And I suppose I'm very aware of how almost competitive we are when we come to these sort of practices. And I think this is why so many people end up just abandoning them too quickly and saying, oh, well, it's not working for me, because they try to bite off more than they can chew. I mean, literally with meditation, I started off with 30 seconds at a time. Likewise with mindfulness, basically what I do is I just try as frequently as possible to bring myself back into the present moment, whether it be through grounding, noticing the breath, or just awakening myself to where my senses are at, as in what can I feel, what can I hear. And I think we underestimate how powerful it can be to do small little things consistently. We're all about grandiose, kind of spectacular achievements, as opposed to doing little incremental things that will make a major difference over time. We're very driven towards instant gratification. We want to see results immediately. And when we don't, we tend to just abandon whatever it is that we're doing. And with mindfulness and meditation and self awareness, I mean, the changes are so small and so subtle. And part of the practice is about actually noticing the fact that you're no bloody good at it. And this really pissed me off for a long time. I mean, literally, I'd sit down for a meditation and within 20 seconds, my mind would be gone elsewhere. And I'd get so frustrated. I'd be like, Jesus, I'm no good at this. And I'd get up off the cushion and I'd be like, 10 minutes is gone. And I'd say I'd spent about 30 seconds of that actually observing my thoughts. The rest of the time, I was away with fairies. But the whole idea is observing the fact that you have gone off track and bringing yourself back. And I suppose that's the beauty of it. You're never going to perfect meditation. You're never going to be mindful like 24 hours a day. That's not the point of it. And if you can release yourself from that pressure, from that desire for perfection or desire for some sort of final destination, then you can actually enjoy and appreciate the practice a lot more and be more consistent with it, as opposed to feeling like you're failing. Because again, we're very quick to think in black and white terms. We tend to assume that we're either amazing at something or that we should just leave it. And meditation and mindfulness are things that you will very much kind of experience ebb and flows. You'll have great meditation practices, you'll have crappy ones, you'll have very mindful and aware days, and you'll have days where you just don't pay, you're on autopilot the whole day, you don't pay any heed to what it is that you're doing. But it's just every single time reverting back to the starting point and recognizing that that is a successful mindful day, or that is a successful meditation practice. And again, I think it can be very disillusioning because we see an awful lot of kind of I suppose practitioners on social media who talk about kind of very extended practices and the transformative effect it has on their lives. And I don't know about anybody else, but it hasn't been like that for me. The changes I notice are subtle, but I do notice them. But again, they haven't made my life amazing. They haven't, just got rid of all of my negative thinking. They haven't got rid of my tendency to want to be somewhere else. And it's recognizing that you're never going to lose that, that you're not looking for some sort of nirvana, I do always talk about, or some sort of utopian place in your mind where you're never going to experience struggle or suffering or anything. It's accepting that there are limitations, that there are always going to be limitations, and still doing it despite that, for the sheer peace of enjoying those few moments of silence, even if the silence is filled with clutter, and you will get there. I mean, every so often I just have this amazing practice and I come up out of it and I'm like, that was lovely, But other times I have a practice that brings up an awful lot of stuff for me and can be extremely frustrating, and I still get up with gratitude for having done it in the first place. And I'm trying to apply this in so many aspects of my life. I mean, I think I am always going to have a busy mind. I'm never going to silence it completely. Likewise, I'm always going to find sitting down with a 2 year old somewhat tedious. However, when I sit down with him, rather than thinking, okay, I have to be with him for the next hour consistently, non-stop, I can give him little 2 minute, little 5 minutes moments where I'm very engaged, where I'm very focused on him, where I'm completely present, as opposed to, feeling like I have to spend the whole day engaging with him, which oftentimes I've assumed I needed to do, and I'd end up then berating myself for being a shitty mother because I just wanted to look at my phone, or I wanted to eat on my own, or, any of these things, to go to the toilet by myself. All of these things are completely normal, and I think moms in particular can be really, really hard on themselves. They don't call it mom guilt for no reason, and we tend to, when we replay our day, we tend to focus on everything that we did wrong as opposed to zoning in on all that we did right. And that's what it's about. It's about diverting your attention, despite your tendency to focus on the bad stuff, to things that went well. So even if you had a really nice cuddle after bath time, or you sat down on the ground for all 2 minutes and played with a garage, I mean, these are the moments you should be paying attention to, because they're the moments that you are doing mothering the best way you know how, so avoid kind of falling into the pitfall of comparison or setting perfectionist standards for yourself, because something, you're just setting yourself up for complete and utter disillusionment and disappointment. You're always going to feel like you're failing. Finding compassion and understanding for yourself, finding tolerance for yourself, and also understanding your limitations when it comes to engaging with whatever age your child is so important, and it's what will help keep you sane. I hope everyone's having a great day. So remember, never underestimate. Small things done consistently make big, big changes, and you do not have to be perfect at anything. It's just about the practice. It's about showing up. It's about doing your best each and every day. Hope everyone stays well. Bye.